Hello, I'm Landon Barrowman, and welcome to Lecture 7. This is the final installment in the 7-lecture series based on the Working Man's Guide to Mental Health. So if you've made it this far, first off, congratulations. That's not an easy thing to do. It's not super easy to sit through all of these things and try to work on yourself and go through this book and really take your own mental health in your hands. So I gotta stop and you gotta thank yourself. You gotta really appreciate what you're doing for yourself here. That's a huge part of learning gratitude and appreciation for your own self. It's not easy. All right, so let's not break an arm trying to pat ourselves on the back. But even listening to this kind of stuff, it can be a very powerful step forward. So today we're going to talk about science, specifically about something called the vagus nerve. So this nerve is a long wandering nerve that starts at your brainstem, back of your head, and runs down your neck, through your heart and lungs, into your gut. Think of it like a biological tuning fork that's constantly picking up signals from your environment, and it's regulating your heartbeat, your digestion, your breathing, and your emotional reactivity. Think of it like a sensitive worm living inside of your body, reacting to people, sounds, and situations. And guess what? Everyone around you has one too. The vagus nerve evolved to keep you alive in dangerous situations. It literally keeps you on high alert, and it's been passed down through successive generations of your entire family lineage and line, all the way to those first humans living in the wilderness. But here's the thing. In the modern world, we don't face tigers or flash floods every day. Instead, our vagus nerve responds to emails, traffic, or text messages from our ex with the same intensity. So our nervous system goes into overdrive. Adrenaline, cortisol, a racing heart, even the danger is just someone being rude at work. That's why emotional regulation is so key. So the core idea today is this. We're going to learn how to soothe the vagus nerve and control our emotions and start to regulate that huge emotional circuitry inside of our bodies. Because when your vagus nerve is overactive, it hijacks all of your rational thinking and you start reacting instead of choosing. This is why warriors and monks and elite soldiers all practice the same thing. Nervous system control. They don't wait until the storm hits. They train themselves to stay calm before stepping into battle. And how do they do it? They meditate. They breathe with purpose. They use body awareness techniques to ground themselves. And that's exactly what this lecture is going to be about. So let's dive into some of the first exercises here. This part is called somatic quieting. It's all about calming the body to calm the mind. Your body, through the vagus nerve and all these other pathways, start externalizing your emotions. And it takes your internal stress and runs wild with it. You know what I mean. People with anger issues, you've seen it. They're running wild, they're running all over the place, screaming, yelling, or stomping their feet, or slamming drawers. Or you ever seen someone angry who's trying to do dishes, putting them away? All you hear is clanking and cracking and all this other shit. You know, that's someone whose vagus nerve is going nuts because they're externalizing some internal emotion. So it's total Kyle mode, right? All jacked up on Monster energy drinks and just sending fist missiles into the drywall. But let's be clear. Somatic quieting isn't really spiritual stuff. What it is, it's physical discipline. You know, spiritual practices might use it, but we can take the spiritual away if we want to, right? It's your body, and taking control over your emotional machinery is how you learn how to override the internal alarms that your nervous system sets off. This is so you can respond with calm, clear thoughts and purpose. Because if you don't, anger, shame, panic, fear, they're going to be the things that start making decisions for you, and it's not going to be pretty. You won't be steering the wheel anymore. Your nervous system will. And one of the biggest blockers for men, it's shame. This is the stigma that surrounds all of this men's mental health. It's shame. We feel ashamed of it, and we can't even really express why, but we don't want to have to say that there's something that we need help with or something that we need to learn. We already know. But this isn't IKEA furniture. We can't just put it together through guessing. We need some instruction on helping ourselves with these mental processes because there's a science at work here. So there's no shame in being aware of your emotional state. There's literal power in mastering it. And that's where we want to get. I've seen the strongest men I know tear up over a damn Disney movie. So don't try to tell me men aren't emotional. We are. We just hide it better. But the body knows. And if we don't manage it, this will manage us. Somatic quieting is a discipline. It's not an escape. And the first technique I've already showed you, but I'm going to show you here again. It's called box breathing. I use it all the time, and it's super important. While we breathe, we're going to imagine drawing a square. It's box breathing, square breathing, same thing. So when we breathe in, we count to 4 and we move up the box. Then we hold it for 4 seconds and we move across the box. Then we exhale and we drop down the side of the box and we hold it again for 4 seconds and finally connect the box. So let's try it again here. I'm going to take you through this exercise. Breathe in with me. Hold it. Let go. Hold it. Breathe in and come up the box. Move across and hold it. Go down the box and breathe out. Now hold it, move across and connect. Now you can do that very easily. So just keep doing it as much as you need it. That's one you can practice anywhere. I've done it sitting in traffic. I've done it walking. I've done it in a lunch trailer, and it works. Box breathing is simple, and it's hugely effective. Navy SEALs use it before they're going into combat, and I use it constantly. But the first few times, it might not feel magical. It might not feel like it's working. But I'm telling you, with practice, it becomes a tool that I cannot live without. I am constantly doing it. So keep that one in your back pocket. Because basically what box breathing is, it's just telling your nervous system and your vagus nerve to chill the fuck out so you don't get aggravated over shit. It works if you're all stressed out on caffeine. It works if some phone call just got you pissed off or you're on hold with TELUS for what feels like 5 days. I'm telling you, box breathing works. So when your emotions are raging, this is the one that's going to help you bring them back down. And think, calm body, calm mind. I'm going to get into this next technique, and it's super good. I love it, and there's tons of YouTube videos you can watch that take you through these kind of things. This is called Progressive Muscle Relaxation. We're going to do a guided body scan. It's a check-in with your body. Because if you don't release tension, it controls you. So find a comfortable place to sit, and somewhere quiet where you won't be disturbed, and you can close your eyes if that helps. But just take a moment to settle in. Okay, so here we are. We got our nice chair. We're just sitting. You can close your eyes if you want to. If not, it's all good. But start focusing on your breathing. Take a deep breath in, hold it, and exhale with me. Again, we're going to inhale, slowly fill our lungs, hold it, and then release it. Again, just one more time with me. Now, while you're breathing deeply like this, we're going to bring our awareness into our hands. And how we're going to do this is we're going to clench our fists very tightly. We're going to hold on to that tension and then relax. So breathe in and clench your fists. Hold your breath, keep them clenched. And now when you release, Release your hands. One more time. Release that tension. So imagine the tension flowing out through your fingertips. Notice the contrast between tension and total relaxation. Now, we're going to move our awareness into our arms. Curl your arms like you're going to do a bicep curl and tense your fists, forearms, and biceps. Now hold them and release them when you finally breathe out. Ready? Let the tension drain from your arms down to your hands. One more time. Curl and hold that tension. And let it go. Feel your arms grow lighter, calmer. Now we're going to bring awareness into our shoulders. We're going to shrug them up to our ears, tighten, hold, exhale, and drop. Let that tension just melt away. Again, lift your shoulders, hold, and drop. Now we're going to shift to our neck and face. So tense your jaw, your forehead, your neck, all of it. Hold your face, make a silly face or whatever. Hold it. And release it. One more time. Tense it up. And release it. Feel how your forehead smooths out and how your neck eases up and your eyelids soften, Let your eyes sink into their sockets and relax your ears and your throat, your whole head. Now we're going to scan our entire body from head to toe. I know we didn't do our legs. There's only so much time in this video, but you can definitely do that. You can go into your body, you can go into your foot, same thing. Tense it up, and exhale and breathe it out. Do your whole body. But this eventually, when you do an exercise like this, you'll start to know what a full body relaxation feels like. And after you do these exercises, you can ask yourself, how do I feel? Did anything shift? Does your mind feel more clear than before? So just take a moment to sit in this calmness and appreciate that stillness that you've created, that calmness that you've created, all that tension that you've let out of your body. Okay, so let me say this before we move on to the next thing. While you're learning these techniques and while you're calming yourself down and you're trying them out, they might not work the first time. They may not even work the second time. That's okay. They're tools. And just like the first time, I've said before that you picked up a screwdriver, you probably weren't a master at driving in screws. But with time, and the more you practice these type of things, you're going to master the tool. This is no different. Just be patient with yourself. Be forgiving. You're new to this. Nobody's perfect on the first try. So, going from Navy SEALs to Shaolin monks, let's go deeper into this calmness. And let's talk about the masters of breath and focus. In martial arts, they teach stillness before movement and breathing before striking, calmness before action. This comes a lot from their spiritual teachings like Taoism, Yin Yang, and so on, but it has a very real application. If you want to strike with accuracy and purpose, you need the breath. Before you fire a gun, you breathe. Before you land a punch, you breathe. If you're out of breath, you're out of power. And that's why boxers jump rope. That's why Rocky ran up all those stairs. It's not just cardio, it's breath management. And when it comes to managing emotions, the same thing applies. Breath lets you make conscious decisions in split-second moments. That's why athletes train their breath. And so should we. Now, I want to guide you through a simple meditation. So you're just going to find a quiet place. It doesn't have to be fancy. You can sit in a regular chair or a stool like this if you like, and you don't need to cross your legs or light a candle or anything like that. Just get comfortable and sit with your hands in your lap. And we're going to start breathing slowly, in and out. You can close your eyes or not. That's up to you. Just feel your body and notice what's there. So close your eyes and breathe in and out. Inhale. Exhale. And just, like I said before, notice what's there. As thoughts come into your head, you don't need to wrestle with them. Just let them float by. In and out. These thoughts are a lot like bubbles in an ocean, but you're the ocean. You're deep, you're still, you're bigger than the thoughts. Let the thoughts pass. Be the ocean. Keep breathing. If it helps, visualize your breath rising up your spine as you inhale and filling your chest. As you exhale, feel it drop down, deflating your lungs, moving gently down your back. But just keep going in and out. In and out. Sit like this for moments, as long as you can. Don't fight it. Try to stay longer than calmness allows you. You're building calmness in this space. And as you learn to do it, your calmness will get bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's meditation, my friend. It doesn't need to be complicated. You don't need to chant or ohms. You don't need to sit a special way. Just breathe and be still. Just breathe and be still. If you do this every day, it'll realign you. I absolutely promise this. You're going to learn to love this in time. And when you skip it, you're going to miss it. I've met guys in pubs who look like the hardest bastards you've ever seen. Bald heads and arms like tree trunks, tattoos all over their body, and they meditate every single day. They swear by it. They feel off if they don't. And hey, if meditation doesn't work for you, you got a whole toolbox now. Don't throw out the whole box just because one wrench didn't fit the job. But if you do like this practice, you can deep dive into it. There's music and groups, and there's tools like meditation pillows and guided apps and so much more. I'll tell you, this calm can feel like a drug high. The only difference, it's healthy, it's free, it makes you feel better. And honestly, people have been doing it since people have been around. All right, so that's pretty much it. If you've stuck through it and you tried meditating, holy shit, you're giving it effort. And that is something to seriously applaud. So before I go, I just want to talk to you about one more thing. And I've talked about it before, but it really I love to push this. Gratefulness. Gratefulness is going to make us feel happy in this world. There's a really good psychologist, and after studying his entire career in psychology, learning all about diseases and all the other things that are awful that psychologists study, he thought, why does nobody study what makes us happy? Why do we not know what can make people happy and feel like their lives are fulfilled? That guy is Martin Seligman. He decided to focus all of attention on what's now called positive psychology. He's written many great books, but one of the best things he teaches is gratitude practice. I've included it in this book. At the end of the day, you just think of, or better yet, journal 3 things you're grateful for. And journaling is important. It affirms our place here, and it gives us solid grounding. So why journaling is important is actually pretty interesting. There was a guy named Golder Macy who recently did a study on positivity of tweets throughout the day. And what he found was people get more negative as the day goes on. So why is that important? Because it shows that journaling, especially at the end of the day, can actually help reduce stress. It becomes a kind of decompression ritual. Now, maybe all this meditation stuff isn't for you that we just did. That's okay. Your decompression ritual might be writing or even just reflecting. And you can journal however you want. You can use speak to text on your notes app or whatever. Just going over your day out loud or in writing can bring clarity. It doesn't have to be deep. Just start small and try to do it every day. And if you miss a day, no big deal. Just pick it up again. Either way, here's the practice from Stugman. What he would do is he would ask himself, what went right today? And he would name 3 things that went right in his day. So pick 3 things and write them down and think about them. For example, I found $20 on the street. That's awesome. No one was around. Hey, mine. That's a good day. Or maybe I went for a walk and the wind was blowing and it's just one of those awesome little beautiful moments that you can really appreciate. Or I went to my sister's house and I saw my little brand new niece take her very first steps. That's huge. Once you write those 3 things down, ask yourself 3 questions. Why did it happen? What does it mean? And how can I get more? And after asking those 3 questions, answer them. Let's try it. So you found $20. Why did that happen? Because you went for a walk. What does it mean? Maybe you're lucky, or maybe you're paying attention. How do you get more of that? Go for more walks. Or if you saw your niece walk, why? Because you visited your sister. What does it mean? It means your family's growing. You're part of something. How do you get more of that? Spend more time with them. All of these things are exercising our gratitude muscles, and it's one of the most powerful things you can do. It starts to change your mindset. Instead of looking at all the negative shit that happens in your life, you're clocking all the positive stuff that you're happy happens. It changes your life. I promise it will. Well, that's it. That's the end of the lecture series, and I just want to leave you on a positive note with some positive psychology. So I'm happy you made it this far. Thank you very much. Truly, this means a lot to me, and I hope these tools have helped guide you through The Working Man's Guide to Mental Health. And if you haven't bought the book yet, the Amazon links will be up on this YouTube channel. And again, thank you. I'm Landon Barrelman, and it's been a real pleasure to teach you these cognitive behavior therapy techniques that help me change my life. Take care of yourself. Take care of your thoughts, take care of your behaviors, and take care of your feelings. We'll see you soon, I'm sure.